Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Cara Shirley. I should be over there under my name, but my name is Cara Shirley, and I am your digital news desk host. And I am joined today by one of our newest reporters. Her name is Verlecia Gavin.
Yes.
I don't want to say it wrong. You guys know from watching me that I'm really bad about saying names wrong, mispronouncing them. So Verlecia Gavin.
Verlecia Gavin. Yes.
Awesome. So she is our newest reporter here. She's been with WLBT for a little bit, though, because you have interned with us, right?
Yeah, so I interned here in the summer of 2022 and the summer of 2023. So I did it twice.
So nice. And she had to come back.
Yeah, I did. I just had to get the full experience.
Yes. So Verlecia is a local girl. You are from the Clinton area, right?
Yes, I was born in Jackson. You know, obviously there's no hospital in Clinton, so I was born in Jackson. But yeah, grew up 1,000% in Clinton whole time.
Wow. She's the ripe old age of 21 years old.
Yes, very, very young. I keep hearing that in the newsroom. I think I was talking yesterday to one of the other reporters, and because we were talking about ages, I don't know how we got on the conversation, but I was like, well, if it makes you feel better, I'm 21. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah. He was like, you're so young. And I was like, you're 23, but okay.
You're not that big of a difference. But, you know, of course, I'm 43. I'm 40 something.
Okay.
I don't know anymore.
You look great.
But I have a daughter that's actually older than you. So
wow.
Yeah, you are kind of young.
Yeah, I'm a baby. I've always been a baby. I'm used to it. I'm a baby in the family. I'm probably the youngest in my friend group. Always the youngest one in school in my class. I'm used to it. I'm here for it.
Good. You know what? There is a place for the babies in our life.
Yes.
There's always a place for the babies. So Verlecia graduated from Ole Miss.
I did.
And we were just talking about her history there at Ole Miss and what she did. And you didn't actually start at school to be a journalist.
No.
So tell us a little bit about your path at in college.
Okay, so I when I entered school, I definitely wanted to major in journalism. So that's what I started out as freshman year, was a journalism major. But my mindset was always, okay, when I graduate, I'm going to law school. And once I got into school more, I actually didn't like the journalism curriculum, but I did like the subject. So I changed my major to another program that's in the same school at Ole Miss called Integrated Marketing Communications. So I kind of focused more on things media related. And I thought that was more interesting to learn in a classroom setting. And as I progressed in college, you know, I interned here. And then after I interned here, I was like, okay, let me learn a little bit more about news. So then I joined our student media center on campus, and I was a reporter and an anchor. And then the following year, so that was my junior year. And then the following year, my senior year, I was actually the news director. So I kind of got to learn like the managerial things.
Managerial. Something like that.
Yeah, the manager stuff.
Right.
Of, you know, working in the news. And I don't think I'd be a news director. I'll never say never, but I don't think so. But I do value that experience as far as like it kind of teaching other people how to do it kind of helped me learn how to do it better. So yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the journalism aspect. But as far as starting out as a lawyer, I honestly just realized that I don't have the commitment as a student. I've never been a studier. I've made good grades and I did well and I paid attention in class. But as far as the commitment to actually sit and like start studying on Monday for a test on Friday, I've never been that person. And anybody that's in law school has told me that you need to be. And so I was like, maybe that's not for me. And so the parts about me that wanted to be a lawyer, I kind of get the same thing in journalism, but I get to be creative with it. And I think that's the thing that being a lawyer kind of would have missed with me. I'm not, it's more book and, to the, obviously like to the rules. And I think that journalism allows me to kind of flow a little bit differently and be more free will, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, I totally get that. It's like I said, I'm also not a studier. I'm not a person that is good with the books and all of that. Being in the classroom setting, I'm doing much better hands-on type of learning. So I can totally get where you're coming from. And it's good that at your age, your young age, but that you're able to be self-aware enough to know that I'm probably not going to be able to give it what it needs to be in a law school. But I know I can do journalism. Yeah. And you are doing journalism. You've covered several stories here. Yes. So first tell us, which by the way, if you guys are tuning in on our social media, or if you're on our website, Wlbt.com, or watching through our news app, make sure that make sure you get those notifications for anytime we go live or we have breaking news. But if you want to join the conversation today and maybe ask some questions yourself, you can do that by going to our YouTube page or our Facebook page. We are live there right now. And you can ask questions of Verlecia here to see, if you got your own information that you're wanting to dig out of. But yes, and it's not scary at all. No. These guys are really nice. I promise you, they're really nice. Yeah,
for the most part.
Well, if you guys tuning in right now, let us know where you are tuning in from. J. Adam Strong says afternoon. Good afternoon to you. It is afternoon. It feels so like morning still.
It does.
It's been afternoon.
It's been a kind of slow morning, actually, surprisingly.
Knock on wood.
Right. I honestly shouldn't have said that because now
we take it back.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. It's going great. It's been a great day.
So tell us, what are some of your favorite things that you've covered here, favorite stories?
Oh, okay. Well, the first story that I did as far as going on air was the illegal dumping. So there was a guy, he rode down, I can't remember which street. Let me not say it. But he drove down the street and dumped chicken byproducts on the road, and they actually arrested him. So I went to the perp walk for that and, got footage of that. And then there was a resident who, wanted to speak to us about it. And so I went to her house and I spoke to her, and it was awful. Like they cleaned it up, but the smell was still there. There were flies everywhere. Like she had fly traps like in the trees and like just sporadically throughout her front yard. And the smell is awful. And like as soon as I got out of my car, I could smell it. I was like, oh my gosh, like what is that smell? And once I talked to her, I was like, oh, like it's still here. And I think she said they cleaned it maybe a week prior.
Wow.
But I got a lot of feedback from that one, just as far as people not knowing, as far like obviously like illegal dumping has been a topic that's been discussed a lot, but I guess people didn't realize how much it was impacting like people's homes.
Right.
And so I got a lot of feedback from that one. I think honestly that might be my favorite one at the time, and it's my first one. So I don't know, maybe it holds a special place in my heart. I don't know. But and I also went to the Seth Wilder case. He's being accused of shooting and killing a guy and then shooting that guy's girlfriend. She was just injured. But yeah, I went to that. And like I said, I did want to be a lawyer. So court cases kind of interest me a little bit. Yeah. I like that aspect to kind of, watch the lawyer and I can just report on it. And I liked that. Obviously it's a murder case, so it wasn't, great to be there. But I think just the experience of learning, that was I think maybe my second or third story. So I was still pretty fresh. And so just doing something like that, I think was a really good learning experience, and I went by myself. So
Right.
yeah.
It really is. Gosh, I'm sitting here trying to think what my first story was when I first became a reporter. And I don't remember, but I do have some stories that really stuck with me and
Yeah.
really resonated with me. And even now, I still in contact with some of the people that I did stories on, and I'll reach out to them like, "Hey, how you doing? How is this situation?"
Yeah.
But when you talk about the illegal dumping, and people don't think about how much it can impact someone in their home, I would have never thought about that. And even though it sounds so obvious, someone
Right.
dumps chicken byproducts out,
Right.
it's gonna stink,
Right.
especially in the summertime in Mississippi. It's gonna stink.
It's hot.
But you never, I guess when you just hear people say, "Oh, they dumping illegally," you don't think
Yeah, you
of
don't think
that.
the side effects. Like I for me before that story, I pretty much only really thought about the visual of just like, oh, that's not pretty for the city, you know.
Yeah.
But when I went to her house, I was like, oh wow, like she was just saying how she couldn't, because she has a really nice porch and she could sit out there and read, and she was saying, I can't even sit out here anymore. The smell's too bad. And I was like, oh, that's awful.
That is horrible. I mean, that's her home.
Right.
That's her home. So Dominique Bridges says, "Hey ladies, how are
Hi.
y'all?
Hello.
We're doing good.
I'm doing well."
It's almost Friday, isn't it? Yes.
Yes. It's my Friday, kind
It
of.
is your Friday.
I'm off tomorrow, but I do work on Saturday.
So tell us, you are from this area. Did you
Mhm.
always want to work here, or do you have dreams of moving to bigger cities?
For once I started looking into journalism, I did decide that I wanted to, after graduation, I did want to start at home. And
Mhm.
so Jackson was obviously the preferred market for me just starting out. However, I do have dreams to move on. I don't want to be a Mississippi girl forever. I want to live in a bigger city. That's
Mhm.
just, I kind of have a big city personality. Sometimes I think, I'm trying to see, not I've outgrown it, but I just think that there are more opportunities and more things that I want to learn.
Mm.
And I feel like I can't learn those here. So I just want to move, to Atlanta, Nashville, New York. Yeah, I like the idea of living in a big city, and I've never been against the idea of maybe coming back eventually.
Yeah.
I've never been against it. That's not my plan, but I'm not against it. But I just want to experience more, really. But
I understand. And being in the journalism field is a perfect way to get out and really explore and see the world, see the country, different cities and towns. I'm from Meridian.
Oh, you're from Meridian?
From Meridian, yep. Born and raised over there. And moving to Jackson was kind of terrifying for me because of the big city.
Yeah.
and it's not really that big. I mean,
but
it's big,
yeah.
but it's a lot bigger than Meridian.
Right.
But I can say now, after being here for a few months, I don't regret the move at all. I love living here. I love the area. I come into contact with so many just nice people, just nice.
Yeah.
Like, and it was something I wasn't expecting. I was thinking going to a bigger city, you're going to, maybe people are going to be more closed off, but everybody I've encountered have just been really nice. I know there's some rude ones out there. Okay. So I know that much, but it has been a breath of fresh air for me, actually. Okay. So I get it, and I understand wanting to go to a bigger place. However, you have those bigger places. I'll stay right here.
You don't want to move?
I don't.
You like it? Like, would you stay? So you think you're going to stay?
I think here? I would. I think I'm really happy here. I never anticipated leaving Meridian. Never thought that was a path for me, and then it happened. So I can't say, like you said, never say never.
Yeah.
But I'm happy here. I'm okay being a Mississippi girl forever. And the world needs that. Yeah, we need people like you to go around and travel, and we need people like me to just sit here and stay. So, so you, how big of a family do you come from?
My family, I have 6. Well, hold on. Okay, I have 3 sisters. I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers, so that's 5. So there's.
But you're 6.
I'm 6. Yes.
Okay.
So I have 5 siblings. But they're all a lot older than me. So I was raised an only child, kind of. Mm-hmm. Like, obviously my siblings were my siblings, but they're grown, and they were, I think the only one that I ever lived with was my brother. He was the youngest, and he was in high school, I want to say. So yeah, my siblings are a lot older than me, and so my childhood was pretty much in a house by myself. And they also, don't live here. Like they're in California and Dallas and Houston. So they weren't here. I had my brother and one of my sisters were here. So I saw them a lot. But the other three were in Dallas, LA, and Ohio, I want to say at the time. So I kind of grew up an only child-ish. But my family's really close. We spend Christmas. We always make sure that we spend Christmas together. Thanksgiving was a little different just because people had to catch flight. Well, really just my sister. She had to catch a flight, so she most of the time had to pick the holiday. But Thanksgiving was a really big deal growing up, and Christmas was a really big deal family-wise, just making sure that we saw everyone. But honestly, my friends play a really, 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 really big part as far as they're my family to me. Like I have friends, and then I have friends that are
they're
my family. Like I can't. They're not just friends to me.
Yes.
Like I tear up talking about their support all the time. It's just, I guess, since my siblings were so much older, and I have friends that I literally have had for years. Since I have friendships that have been since kindergarten that we still keep in touch regularly, and those type of friends hold like a really, really, really special place in my heart, just because I didn't grow up with siblings. A lot of my friends did have siblings,
right.
So I didn't grow up with siblings in my house. So my friends were kind of that, playing with your siblings type of situation. So I guess that, so lots of siblings, but lots of friends too.
I think that's beautiful. I grew up a middle child of 3 girls. So, and then I have 3 girls, but I grew up as that, and then getting older, forming those friendships and everything. And I've kind of come to find that sometimes the friendships can be almost sweeter because it's almost kind of like that family. They got to stick with you. They're family, but like friends, they choose you, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're my people. We can talk. We can be friends. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I have
for
those
sure.
very special friends too. My best friend's name is Jessica. I have a really good friend named Janet. And they're both incredibly supportive. And that means a lot when you have friendships like that. So I get it. Right there with you. Let's see. Ansley here. Great question. So Ansley Perkins has asked, what story do you remember having the worst mental block or writer's block on, and how did you overcome it? That is a great story.
That is a really good question. Let me see. Okay, well, this one didn't air for me, but when I was, I guess, training per se, I covered I went to the Carly Gregg, one of her court appearances that she had, and they wanted me to come back, make a practice package just to kind of see my progress. And it took me all day to write. I think I got back because it was at 9 a.m. So I got back here pretty early, maybe 10. And I don't think I finished it until 6. It just took me all day to write it, and I was like, there was just so much, and I didn't want to miss anything, and I wanted to make sure that I told the story the best way that I could, and I didn't want anybody to feel like I was leaving something out on purpose, just kind of overthinking. And so I think what I just had to realize is you can't, especially with packages, they're only a minute and a half, 2 minutes ish. You're not going to be able to tell the whole story. Like, you're just not. So I just had to really sit there and think about what is the most important, and just tell what happened that day, and just not worry about, I don't want to offend, the attorney because I left this sentence out that she said or something like that. As long as I know that everything that I was trying to remember, as long as I know that everything that I say is factual and it's not misleading as far as to what actually happened. That's just what I wanted to do. And I just had to remember to be confident in myself and like realize that you did what you need to do to get this job. Like, you know how to do it. Just calm down and just tell what happened, and the most important parts. And there are some things it's like, oh, that was interesting to me, but that's not really a part of the
Right.
story. So just, keep it for your mental and keep it pushing.
I love that you do have to a lot of times learn to lean into your talents and not second guess yourself.
Yeah.
One big thing's called the imposter syndrome. You think,
Yes.
girl, I'm right there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut
you're
you
good.
off, but
You're
I
fine.
was just maybe either last week or the week before. I was talking to my best friend Ebony about it. She works in news as well. She's a producer, so we kind of bounce off of it. And she just started a job too, so we're really in the same predicament. So we just kind of bounce off of each other a lot. And I was talking to her about it, and I was like, I think it was probably after my first story aired, and I was like, that's not me. Like, this doesn't make, like, I'm like, am I doing this for real? And she was like, I don't know. It was just weird to me. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. And she was like, Verlecia, like, you got the job. Like, calm down and just breathe and believe in yourself.
Yeah.
But I really was just stuck in my head, and people aren't going to listen to me. People aren't going to believe what I'm saying. And people, and it's like, you got the job. Just calm down.
You got the job. You're here. You got the job. You got the degree. You're here.
You got it.
Catherine Brown says here, it says Jackson is her home, but she's been in San Diego 21 years. She says, you're young, explore the big cities.
Yes, I will. That's my goal. I definitely want to get out of here.
I mean, I may visit you in a big city, but I'm not going to come live.
Come see me. I'll show you around and give you the big tour. Maybe I'll convince you.
Awesome.
To make a little switch.
That sounds great. The magazine says, hey, y'all. Hello. How are you doing today? We do appreciate all of you tuning in, meeting our newest reporter. She's going to be here for at least a couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
We're going to put super glue underneath her and keep her here. No, but you can catch a lot of the stories that she does on our newscast. Of course, on our website, you can see everybody's story on our website. Make sure you follow her. We'll also put a link to all of her social media pages so you guys can follow her there if she wants you to. But it's great. It's fun, and I appreciate what you're talking about, having that mental block with the training package that you were creating. And you remind yourself, as long as what I'm putting is true, as long as it's factual, then that's what really matters.
Right.
And I believe that may be something that could be missing a lot in the journalism world, as people not putting that high importance on that, making sure that the words you're saying aren't misleading, don't insinuate that something is happening that's not happening. And so I really appreciate that. It sounds silly to say that you appreciate a journalist being that way, but it's the truth. It's almost like saying, I'm so proud of you and appreciate you breathing oxygen. But it's something that you should just do.
I think sometimes when you're trying to tell a story and you have maybe a perception as far as to how it will be, because you want it to be entertaining in a sense, as far as maybe not entertaining, but just kind of grasping people's attention. Like, you don't want to lose people's attention. So I think sometimes it's easy to kind of get lost in that idea, but you need to bring yourself back to remember, okay, what are the facts? If this story just isn't particularly interesting to this audience, then so be it. But I have to tell what happened,
right,
and make sure that there's no question as far as what happened from my end.
Right. Giving out all the information that you can, because we appreciate you tuning in here. Verlecia, before we go, I have some rapid fire questions.
Okay, let's go. I love those.
Okay, great.
I'm excited.
All right. So here we go. Talking or texting?
Talking.
Ooh.
For sure. Talking.
Really?
Yes. I hate texting. I'm a bad texter. Unless it's just something quick, like, hey, I need you to do this. But like, I don't mind a text for that. But as far as like we're having a conversation, just call me. I would so prefer for you to call me. I so would.
Don't call me. Text me.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you.
I'll answer your phone call. Sorry.
I'm special.
Favorite day of the week?
Friday.
Okay.
I'll take Friday. Yeah.
Favorite city in the U.S. besides the one you live in?
Atlanta.
Okay. Love Atlanta.
I love Atlanta.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Okay.
As long as it's appropriate to air.
My dad calls me big girl, pretty lady. My brother calls me, you said parents, but my brother calls me fathead. That's the one that my brother, my parents, their nicknames just aren't, my dad calls me, Oh my gosh. My dad and my mom call me big girl, or it used to.
Uh-huh.
And then my dad calls me pretty lady. And then, but my brother calls me fathead, and my sisters call me moo moo.
Love it. I love it. Actually, that's great. I love your brother. He's my favorite, and I'm joking.
He still calls me that to this day.
So, what is the last song that you listened to?
Oh my gosh, I was just in the car. Oh no. Oh my gosh, it's gonna bother me. Oh, what is it? Oh, it was Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo.
I don't know that song.
You don't?
I don't.
It's older.
I'd have to
I
look
would
it up.
sing it, but I don't want to.
Don't
I'm
wanna
not
mess
gonna do
anything
that
up.
to anybody's
Yeah.
ears.
All right. So, would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Every language in the world.
Really? Because I feel like we could get a lot of good stories from animals.
That's a good point. Actually, a really good point.
Because nobody thinks to ask the dog what happened.
Oh my gosh, that's a really good point. I only said the answer so quickly because I'm not
You know,
an animal person.
and that's fine.
I wasn't raised around them, so I really but honestly, now that you're saying that, that's probably
If you speak every language in the world, I'll be able to talk to the animals.
And we'll be a
We
team.
can team up together.
Perfect.
Great. Love it. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Of course. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
An hour and 15. That's what I'm gonna say.
It's not bad. Not bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you? Our insurance company is not watching this. by the
Okay,
way.
good.
Yeah.
I'll give myself a 7.8.
All right.
Or an 8. My record is not. I give myself an 8.
Okay.
I think I give myself an 8.
You know what? You can plead the fifth too, so you don't incriminate yourself.
I have like bad luck with cars. I've just been in a few accidents. A lot. Only one was my fault, but yeah, that's
It
why I was saying
happens.
that. But I give myself, yes, I feel like 7.8 is good. I'll go
We'll
back to
take
7.8.
it. 7.8. We'll take it. Fill in the blank. Taylor Swift is blank.
I hope I don't get canceled. I'm gonna say basic. She doesn't.
You have the right to have whatever opinion you want.
She's just not. I just don't get it. I respect her. I definitely do. I just don't understand the hype. I'm more of an Ariana Grande girl.
Oh,
I feel like she should be having as much hype as Taylor, in my
and see
opinion.
me, I'm just like, can we just have Celine Dion, maybe?
Oh yeah,
Or
I love
Trisha
her.
Yearwood, or yeah. So, but
I mean, that's
we're a completely
great
different generation.
But
music-wise,
but music wise, I listen to everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. The only thing is probably like I don't like hard rock.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm an eras girl. I love all the eras of music. Yeah, 90s, 80s. I've never been really into the 70s, I will say, but
I love the 80s and the 90s, especially the 90s.
yes.
Okay, so at what age do you want to retire?
Oh, ASAP, whatever that is. As soon as I feel comfortable in whatever is in my bank account. But I don't want to say that because I do think my hope is to enjoy my career. So I'll just, to give a number, I'll say like 655.
655?
I was 55.
Oh, 55. Okay, I'm going to say 655.
In a perfect world.
Okay.
But honestly, if I love my career and it doesn't feel like work, then I'll just be happy with that. But as soon as possible.
I hear what you're saying. As long as you love your career and it doesn't feel like work. And people always say, if you do what you love, then you never work a day in your life.
Yeah.
I have to disagree with that statement because I feel like if you're doing what you love, you'll be willing to work harder, but it won't feel like that much work because you love what you do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can see that because I love this job, but I get very excited for the weekend. So it is still work. It is still work, and I work hard.
Yes.
But I look forward to my days off. So I get where you mean
I do too. Very much so. Very much so. All right. 2 more questions for you. Invisibility or super strength?
Invisibility.
Really? I'd rather have super strength.
Really?
I don't want to know what people are saying about me.
Oh, I just want it for like you can sneak on planes and stuff. You get free vacations.
Or there's that.
See
That's great.
Like stuff like that. I wouldn't steal. Like I wouldn't go to a store and steal, but I feel like it's not gonna hurt anybody's pockets necessarily if I just happen to tiptoe on a plane and I got a free flight to Paris.
I mean, there's an argument there.
Because
for a
I
good
just
argument.
don't feel like I need to be strong. It's okay. I'll pass. I'll just ask for help.
And the last question, is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat animal crackers?
No,
No.
I don't think so, but I do think that's probably a little weird, depending on what you're doing it for. Because, you know, some people are doing it for health reasons. So,
Yes.
so if you're just trying to be healthy, then, I mean, I guess that's fine. But if you're like I love the animals and like an animal enthusiast, I guess is the word,
Mhm.
I do think that's probably a little weird for you to be eating animal crackers. But, I mean, kudos to you if you do.
Let's see. Let's look. So here's one question or a statement. It says, wow, the Swifties just flipped a
I
table
know.
over.
I'm so sorry, Swifties. I love y'all. I really do. I can't with the Taylor Swift. I did love. Oh, I can't remember the name of the album, but whatever album.
If my daughter was
I
here,
can't
she's
remember the name of the
16
album.
and she's a total Swiftie. She could tell you every song.
I can't think of whatever album Blank Space is on. I like that album. Whatever album that is.
I know I will never take her to see a concert paying for a ticket myself.
Oh yeah,
And things are ridiculous.
Yeah,
they are. Now, if someone wants to give me a couple of Taylor Swift concert tickets, we'll go.
I think they're worth it. If you're going to a concert of someone you love, I think it's worth it though. I really, really do. I went to see Beyonce, and I didn't spend like a whole lot, but I spent enough for me to be able to enjoy it. And after I went, I was like, oh, I'm sitting on the floor next time. I don't really care how much it costs. So I think, honestly, the experience is worth it. So it'll be a good gift for her if you think about it, but they are pricey.
They are like $2,000.
Yeah, they're pricey.
Ooh, I also enjoy buying groceries for my family. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we need to eat. Yeah. We're not going to be able to enjoy much of anything if we can't eat.
So Adam Strong has posted this. Here's his question. It says, do you have any personal goals for your job? Positive messaging for the city, reaching younger viewers, etc., things like that.
Reaching younger viewers is a good one. I think, honestly, my biggest thing is I want to get rid of this narrative, or do my part to get rid of the narrative as far as fake news and the media is just doing all of this for attention and things like that. My goal is just to get information out to the public. And I just want to change that perspective of the news of everybody's fake and everybody has this bias and everybody has this and this and these opinions everywhere. I just want people to believe in the facts that the news gives again, I guess is probably.
No, I love that. Yeah. I think that's very true because can be a very negative outlook on people who are in this field in broadcasting.
Yeah.
And also with your age is actually a benefit to you in this because a lot of younger viewers may not see the goodness that you can get from watching the news, the information that you can get. They kind of maybe look at a newscast as in a less favorable manner.
Especially seeing younger faces on the news will also help as far as, reaching a younger audience. Because, sometimes this generation is just a little stubborn and they sometimes don't want to listen to the people older than them, I guess. So I think maybe seeing someone your age will kind of make it more relatable. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah.
Yep. Love it. Well, guys, this is our newest reporter. Her name is Verlecia Gavin. You can catch her and doing a story. I know she'll have a story in all of our newscasts.
Yes.
What are you working on today?
Today I am. So there was a car ran into a post office in Byram. So I went and covered that just a little bit. So it'll just be a quick little story. The anchor will read it. But later on today, I'm going to talk to the police department at a meeting that they're calling just about kind of giving the facts of, cases over the past month and incidents that have happened. So I'm going to get some information on the auto theft situation that happened on, what's today, Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'll be talking to them about that. So
awesome.
It'll be on air tonight, probably.
You guys
if everything goes well.
If everything goes well, check it out. Make sure you follow her on her social media channels. Like I said, I'll post those in the comments. You can also follow her page on our website, wlbt.com. That is the end of WLBT Plus today. And Adam also said here, I agree. Younger faces are important.
Oh,
So,
thanks.
yes, love it. Love you guys. Thank you guys so much for communicating and talking with us and being a part of WLBT Plus today. See some more comments coming in. The Mike Magazine said, talk to officials at the police department, not to the police department.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. My bad.
See, we're okay with you calling us out as long as you're
You're
polite with
absolutely
it.
right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No,
Yes,
and
I'll
actually,
be talking to officials.
they need to call us out even if they're not polite sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes we need it.
Yeah, it's just, but everybody does in every
Constructive
field.
criticism.
Exactly. All right, guys, we'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 for WLBT Plus. Thank you guys for joining us today and have a great day. Be safe out there in that rain. Bye, y'all.
Bye.